Okay, so we're starting out here with a car that's built to a budget. Well, on a budget, but built to a budget, and there's many signs of that. So we have a Chrysler 300M here. This particular one obviously is a 2003 by the sticker. It has about 90,000 miles. Please excuse the foggy headlight. Somehow moisture got in there. I think it's the glue for the lens. I will show how that happens here in a second when we get into the mechanicals, but this one is a two-owner car, and it came from Nevada. It was always, or was it Nevada? This one actually may have come from Napa. No. Sorry, the Jaguar came from Napa. This one came from Nevada. So here it's pretty much, the same as always with American cars. I actually did I didn't do the tint. I had the tint done. And a huge shout out to the guy that I use over here in San Diego. His name is Gerald. He's at MVP Auto Salon. Absolutely the best people over there. They always do a great job, and they always impress. So here, this particular one, I liked the 300M because of its day. It was so striking. I don't remember really anything from the early 2000s when, I was just finishing high school. So there was nothing that I remember being as striking as this. Coming from America, maybe maybe, I don't know, Grand Prix maybe? But even then, you'd have to deal with transmissions failing and power steering issues and warped rotors. And not saying that you don't have to deal with that here. You absolutely have your own issues that we're going to get into here in a second. But I liked the lines. The lines were really cool. And when these cars were maintained well, they actually lasted decently well for being American. So here, I really liked the back end, how it was chopped. All they pretty much did is just chopped off the LHS back, and there you are. I always really liked the shape of the windows there. The profile was really cool. And the stance of the car when it was equipped well was assertive. The special edition was lowered. It had a bumper. It had two large exhaust pipes. Whether it was true dual exhaust or not is besides the point. It still looked assertive for being American. Americans typically have made pretty boring cars. However, some of the issues that you face with the exterior of these cars was in the 90s, especially early 90s, Chrysler was experimenting with their paint and mixing ratios and such. And the paint would flake off, and you would take a power washer to it at the car wash or whatever, and the paint would just come shooting off the car in sheets. And next thing you know, you have exposed metal and blah, blah, blah. And most people just didn't even get it fixed. They just drove around with it until the car rusted out and turned into a big old heap of shit. So I liked the way that the headlights were designed. I feel like they put all of their money into the design of the car, and not so much in the interior, although for an American car, the interior was pretty luxurious. So we're gonna go on a driving review here. maybe in a few hours, if the rain can stop out there, and I will talk about that. But as for the interior, here we go. It's funny because this here is almost all of them from this generation, and you can replace it. It's gonna flake off again. I do have one on order. It is on the way. Same thing with the headlight. So one thing that I always notice about these, when they have higher miles, the armrests here tend to crack, as well as the leather. This one in particular, it still might have it. Let's see. So here, where it's starting to crack, there are ways to hide it or camouflage it. I don't like to camouflage anything on my cars because I don't want my customers to sit on them a few times or drive the car for 6 months and then go, hey, wait, this seat is cracking. Like, what is going on? So I always do tell them, though, if you want to camouflage it, what you can do is get black shoe polish, let it sit for a few hours, wipe it off, and then seal it in with a leather sealant or of some sort. And then here, let's see this one. Looks like this is fine there. So actually, to be honest, this